You guys got for me? Oh, no joke? So I'm supposed to carry all the weight? No, that's not how it works, guys. This is participatory. So let's get started.
There was a help practice stretch where it looked like in our eyes.
Sorry. This happens to Kyle all the time in team meetings. You can't hear. All right, shoot.
There's a couple practice stretch where it looked like, at least in our eyes, Trey Lance could do no wrong and send him to the Hall of Fame. And then now it's like there are moments where it's okay, he's got to work on that maybe or whatever. I mean, did you guys ever have those moments like, wow, he's so much better than expected, and in some ways, has he gone through some growing pains?
No, I totally see how one observing could feel that way. We kind of temper our emotions in terms of players' productivity and practice and how they execute things. We've been around long enough to know that this game is hard, and we know the looks that he's getting, and we know plays that we feel that are exceptional to make or plays that you should make. So he's very, very much in a normal process from a quarterback perspective. These are invaluable reps that he's getting every day, and realistically, we don't harp too much on what happens. It's all about getting better and learning from things. So continued mistakes are worrisome, but no, there's nothing that we're really worried about, or this is kind of expected territory.
It seems like there's been some protection issues, particularly with that second group over the last few days. Is that a good thing in terms of evaluating him and letting him see that, or would you rather? I mean, obviously you want clean pockets in games, but in practice, is that okay?
No, that's it's really something that's encouraging because our if you've seen our defensive line, they bring it every day. So that's very, very normal, and it'd be more worrisome if there weren't any protection issues. But from our standpoint, we've been very excited about our protection overall with regard to their techniques and how they're picking things up. And a lot of times protections can look like it's an O-line issue, but it's really, hey, this is a hot. We don't have a blocker for that player, and quarterback, you have to ditch it. So it's been great work, and very happy with our protection thus far.
Mike, what do you want to see out of Trey specifically on Saturday?
Trey,
Lance?
Okay. It's much of the same. It sounds kind of annoying or redundant, but you just want to see players continue to learn from mistakes. And so you're finding those mistakes, and that's why we're not sweating it that much when they happen. It's more about how you respond and how you apply specific coaching, because there's a lot going on. So want to see him go out there and operate, want to see no procedural penalties, and want to see him have success and failure and learn from both.
Have you guys decided how much he's going to play yet, or is that later?
No, that's something that you wait on, not because we're procrastinators, more because you want to do justice to each and every practice. So you let players perform, you see how they're progressing, and then you approach it from there. So and we feel like we'd be speaking out of both sides of our mouth if we were making prejudgments on exact playing time. We know he's going to play, and we know for the most part what guys are going to play, and there's going to be some guys that we think are going to play that don't end up doing so because of the way the game shapes out.
Well, what's the biggest challenge if you're getting spaces to challenge with that right guard spot?
I would say the biggest challenge is that we have Dan Brunskill is a very good starting guard. And so the competition is fierce for that spot. So it's him trying to play at a higher level than the starter. We don't hand anything out, and just because he's not starting doesn't mean we're not in great shape or very happy with him, because it has to do with Dan Brunskill and all the people competing for the spot. We're going to play the best player. So if you have several good players, that's not a bad thing.
You've got two guys coming off of opt-out seasons, in Coleman and Benjamin.
Mm-hmm.
Did you give those guys a little bit more time to sort of catch up and get into the flow of things? And are they there yet, and are you kind of evaluating on an even basis now?
You're aware of it for sure. In terms of, the reality is you haven't played in over a year. But really, our expectation for every player on the team is that the time that we have here working as a team is invaluable. You can't replace it, so you better get ready for it from a physical standpoint and a mental standpoint. There's things that we will probably be lenient on at first, but at this point, man, everybody's been playing football, and last year doesn't even exist to all of us.
What are some of the areas you think that Trey Lance needs to really improve on?
I think like every other quarterback, we'd be really shortchanging all of our players if we're like, yep, finished product, we're good. It's really a little of everything in terms of, he hasn't heard play calls in a stadium with fans ever. That's the perspective that you have to really grasp. And whether he does outstanding or he has some rough patches, it's, again, a part of the process. And that's why we have a whole preseason. We're giving all these reps to each and every player so that we can really find out how they respond. Because the one thing in professional football is there's no such thing as a perfect game for anyone. So everything is about how you really respond to whatever happens on Saturday moving forward.
Has Colton McKivitz made the kind of second-year strides in camp that you guys had hoped for?
Yes, there's been definitely some growth in his game. He's had we've played him at a couple more positions. We're very versatile that way. Coach Furster makes it a priority because he's been in the league a long time and understands that on game day you only have so many people dressing, and so people have to be versatile. For a player that was drafted last year, this is very much a rookie year to a degree, because you're just holding on to your football life your first year when you don't have an OTAs and you don't have an off season to really digest everything. So pretty happy with where he's at, and hoping that he'll continue to take steps forward in the near future.
Would you like to get the ball to Kyle Juszczyk a little more this season, or are you comfortable with this season?
I'm comfortable. We're all very comfortable with his impact on the game. A lot of that goes. It's kind of up to the defense and the structures they're presenting and who they're leaving on an island. There's games that will get him 5 or 6 balls. There's games that he might not get touches. He's a good player, and we try to get all of our players balls, but I wouldn't say that we're going out of our way to do X, Y, or Z. We're always trying to really attack defenses and where they leave themselves vulnerable.
How do you evaluate, when there's pressure in the pocket, but the quarterback to know that they're not actually going to get hit? How do you evaluate, how they navigate that, knowing that there's just going to be no time?
The biggest thing is from a footwork perspective, how they move in the pocket. And whether they feel things or whether they have to see them. Because when you're seeing the rush, you're not seeing downfield. So you're trying to get them. You're really trying to evaluate how they negotiate themselves in high traffic areas. Coach Shanahan does a great job of really emphasizing defenders to not get right in front of the quarterback and to we call fly by him, so we don't get any hands hit on helmets. And all those things are great for evaluating quarterbacks' pocket movement.
Thanks, Coach.
That's it. Can't believe you keep inviting me back, guys. This is awesome. Appreciate it. Thank you.
good to see that you guys signed for Pod. How do you see that whole safety situation now kind of shaking out with all the injuries you've had and the depth you've had to kind of throw out there and say?
Yeah, it's adding Ha is just, we need more depth, more body. Ha's a guy who's competed in this league, started in this league, and played good ball in the league. So looking to add some depth at that position. So that's the reason there for signing him.
Saw Jaquiski Tartt running around. What would it mean to get him back eventually? What does he add to this defense?
Tartt's a guy he's been in the system for a while, done it at a high level. So whenever Tartt is ready and feeling better, we'd be happy to have him out here.
Whenever one of your guys gets a turnover or takeaway, an interception, do you reward them in meeting rooms?
Oh, we're always, everything we do is about taking the ball away. That's the main focus. As a defense, if we get turnovers, we take the ball away, our percentage, our chances of winning that game goes up tremendously. So that's always my main focus is how are we attacking the ball, how many turnovers are we getting every day. And we have a fun time with it in there. We throw pictures up of guys, getting interceptions or returning the touchdown. So it's fun. We keep it fun, but make sure that everybody knows that it's all about the ball every play.
On that same note, Talanoa had maybe the interception of the play of camp. What was your reaction to that play? And then how are his eyes? How's his eye position?
I was really excited to see the play. Huff made it was an awesome play. I was excited for him just to make that play, continue to build confidence. He's getting better and better each day. I think Coach Bullocks, Coach Unlin, they're doing an awesome job with him. Really smart guy. He's doing a great job, and he's progressing every day. So I was excited. I think I jumped up with him when he made that play. So I was very excited to see that.
What kind of growth have you seen from Jonas Griffith?
Jonas is doing good. Jonas is a really smart guy. He's able to handle a lot, able to put a lot on his plate. He's able to communicate really well, the defense. And Jonas is kind of a step behind not getting a rookie mini camp or OTAs last year. So seeing what he had to battle through last year, where he is now, he's done a good job for us.
How excited are you to have an in-game situation where you'll be calling plays, and how much are you thinking about just that whole process in terms of calling plays, doing it all, and not outside of a practice?
Yeah, for all of our guys, we're very excited to get into a game situation, real live game. I know we're tired of going against each other. It's getting chippy on both sides. Everybody's tired of going against each other. So I'm excited that the guys have the opportunity to go against a different team. And I'm also excited to, it is a first time calling plays, so I'm excited to, kind of get that under my belt for the first time and see how it goes. But it's been awesome. We have a great staff. Those guys have been great. I know they'll be great during the game planning process and all those things throughout the game. So surrounded by a lot of good coaches, and looking forward to those guys helping me out.
Going into your first game.
Well, as he strung along a couple of nice practices, I know you guys will be out without him for a little bit, but what have you seen out of him in these short few weeks?
Who did? I'm sorry. Who you said?
Jordan Willis.
Oh, Jordan. Yeah, Jordan has done good. He's battled through. I don't think he's missed a rep since training camp started. So Jordan is a tough guy, physical guy, and he's definitely gotten better as well. You could tell he worked during the off season, went and got some work in with Washburn, and he's done an excellent job this camp. He looks much better. We got him in kind of late to mid-season last year, so he wasn't used to our techniques and how we play, D-line. So I think off-season, OTAs, and now training camp has been huge for Jordan. So he feels more comfortable with the technique that we're asking him to do, and you can tell he's making plays. He's in the backfield, setting the edge, and I like where he's headed.
What's your philosophy on calling plays for the first time, but these games do count as the win-loss column? So how much do you kind of keep in your back pocket so that the Lions don't know exactly what's coming?
Yeah, for this game, there's not a huge game plan. At the end of the day, I really just want to see our guys go out and compete. Just play the techniques we've been asking them to do. I just want to see them go execute. That's the biggest thing. It's not about me trying to game plan against them or put them in the best look. I just want to see them go out and play ball and see how each guy can handle it. A lot of young guys we have on our defense, so I want to see how they handle it when the lights come on. That's the biggest thing. That will be my takeaway from this game.
And so is your thought process just keep it basic here It just.
Oh yeah, for sure. It'll be basic. Just let the guys go play. Yeah, it would be basic and not a extensive game plan. We'll keep a small menu that allows our guys to go play fast.
What was your biggest point of off-season focus for Emmanuel Mosley, and has he, shown improvement in whatever that was so far?
E-Man is E-Man. He's always consistent. He's always been consistent. He's always been a true competitor. I love the energy that he plays with every day. He competes every day. So E-Man is just E-Man. Nothing that he had to do drastic to get better at or improve. He just goes out there and being himself. He's done an excellent job this camp.
Sometimes these guys lift weights right before they come to see us, so can't tell if they've gotten bigger or not in the offseason. But he did look bigger when he spoke to us. Is that a focus for him, just getting stronger at the line?
Yeah, I think being a young player and as you progress in your career for E-Man, I think that's probably a goal for everyone is continue to get bigger, faster, stronger. And he's done that. You see the plays that he's making out here at practice, the way he's explosive out of his breaking on the ball. He seems like every day he's getting a PBU or interception, making some type of big play, or this third down, red zone. E-Man, Barrett, those are guys that we can count on to go out and make big plays for us.
That's good. Thank you.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Good to go? Good to go. All right. Afternoon, guys. How you guys doing? Good.
evaluate what you want to do at that spot?
Yeah, when we look at the punt returner, Matt, first of all, we look at if they're giving the ball back to the offense. So the main priority is to catch the ball first. We want to secure the football, get it back to the offense, and see if we can't get 10 yards. Get a first down first, and then whatever else you get after that is gravy on top. And we want to take it to the house, obviously, all the time. But we got to secure the football, and we got to take it. We got to get it 10 yards. When I'm evaluating them, I'm looking to see if they're catching the ball square, or they're catching it going forward, or are they catching the ball off their shoulder, or are they catching the ball turned. Another key thing you can look at is, are their feet settled when they catch the ball? That's how you know you got a confident guy back there. If his feet are moving around as the ball gets ready to come down, then he's nervous. He's not pacing himself, and he's got some work to do, put it that way.
You see it with the machine, the Jugs machine.
Yeah.
Is that a real indicator? Does it have to come off the punter's?
It's a lot harder to catch it live leg than it is the jug machine. The jug machine, it's always kind of in the same area. It's the same rotation. It's the same spin. So whenever you can have a live leg, whenever those guys can catch that, the returners actually ask for that all the time. So experienced returners always want a live leg. So that's a great question. Yep.
Richard, when you, I assume, like when it comes to like coverage units, I mean, do you like have to wait for the games to really evaluate that? I mean, can you evaluate guys running around out here, and make some determination, or does it really come down to games, for that?
Yeah, that's a good question, Eric. I think that you can always evaluate a guy's movement skills. Is he a knee bender? All right, is he trying to step to contact? Is he going to strike? But to answer your question further, you really have to get to the game, to the moment of truth, to see if the guy can bring his feet, if a guy can put his shoulder on a guy, keep his head leveraged side, keep his head out of there, and really drive his feet for 5 and get the guy on the ground. So we do a various amount of different drills where we evaluate if they could tackle in space, and if they could we don't tackle onto the ground in practice, but we do get in a position, and that's our job to make sure to know if we can evaluate whether he could make that play or not.
With Brandon Ayuk, I'd imagine his reps on Saturday, it's probably not going to get a huge number of reps. Do you need to see multiple punt returns from him in the preseason to feel comfortable, or just what do you need to see from a guy who might be a starter who might not be getting those reps in the preseason? Yeah,
any player that there is, either if it's a starter or if it's a backup guy, whatever opportunity they get or however many opportunities they get, I need to see that they catch the ball square and that they get vertical and that they're pressing the heels of their blockers and reading their blocks. So sometimes you could tell off of 1 or 2 reps. Sometimes other guys need 10 reps, to go. And obviously the reps are limited in the game. So they'll all get a chance. We'll try to get them all a chance back there. But obviously Brandon has a lot more room and a lot more rope than some of the other guys when it comes to opportunities.
Do you negotiate with Kyle or Mike, like how much can I use this guy?
Well, everything goes through Kyle. So anything that we talk about, and we haven't done it yet in terms of play time, who's playing, who's not playing, who is going out there, and who can you use for this series or for what quarter and things like that. We kind of all have a staff meeting on that, and then we all kind of have to be on the same page so we get the player the best opportunity to go out so he has enough fuel in the tank when it is his opportunity. So we meet together on that, and we try to make sure we take care of the players at the same time taking care of the team.
Follow up on Eric's question about
Yep.
evaluation.
Mm-hmm.
When you're in the meeting rooms, obviously all those young guys, that's kind of their ticket to the roster in a lot of cases is special teams. Can you tell guys who are more invested in special teams than others, and does that influence, how much opportunity you get?
Well, you definitely can tell who's invested and who's not invested. I think the players know that. We try to let them know that everything is being evaluated, from the way you take notes to the way you're engaged in the meeting room to the questions you ask. And then ultimately it's what you do when you get on the field. But yeah, all of that is evaluated. And you can tell if a guy's engaged or not for sure. And I definitely want them all to be engaged. Most of the time here, that's the case because we got really good guys that John and Kyle have gotten here, and these guys really, they love special teams, so we're all fortunate to have the character of players we have here. So it's been good. It's been fun.
Who's your least engaged special teams?
Least engaged special teams player. Yeah, I think I'll leave that one where I won't answer that one there. But I can guarantee you this: the least engaged guy, we're pushing him to be better. We're pushing him to be better. That guy, if we can get the bottom guy up, then we're doing something. Yeah, you're good at what you do. Yeah, good. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for your time. Appreciate it.
Doing well. How are you guys doing?
What's been your focus as camp has gone on here? What have you kind of tried to hone in on?
Just continuing to get more familiar with my teammates, the offense, being around, being in different situations, just continuing to learn as much as I can.
Mike McDaniel just said you've never play called in a stadium with fans before. How excited are you?
Super excited. Yeah, I haven't played in front of fans, obviously, since, the national championship in 2019. So that was, over 2 years ago. So I'm very excited to have another opportunity to be in a game.
Trey, when you're getting flushed out of the pocket like you did a lot today, you're keeping your eyes downfield more than you're taking off running. What do you see when you're doing that? Is that something coaches are doing?
I think it's kind of just like a feel thing. When you get out, obviously you want to keep my eyes downfield and get the ball in the hands of the playmakers. Those guys that are much faster and more dynamic than I am. But at the same time, trying to pick up a first down, move the chains is what it's all about.
There were a couple of situational drills that didn't go the way they were supposed to yesterday, 6 second, 8 second, that Kyle was a little upset with. What did he tell you about those, and how do you sort of take criticism?
Obviously it didn't go as well as I would have liked. And it's kind of like a no-brainer situation. Like everyone knew that I didn't make the right decision with the ball. Just continuing to learn as much as I can from those situations. And I'm thankful that we'll get to do that drill again.
So on the whole, how would you evaluate how you've played throughout camp so far?
I thought it's been going pretty well. I've gotten to learn a lot, which I've really enjoyed. And like I said, just being able to be around my teammates and be, in this organization, this locker room has been something that's really, really special.
There's a lot of talk about mobile quarterbacks and the balance they need to strike between using their legs as a crutch versus using it as an asset when you absolutely need to. When you're going through practice and camp, how do you sort of find that balance in terms of when I need to leave the pocket versus, when I should keep my eyes up and try to find somebody downfield?
Yeah, again, I think it's just a feel thing. You're just getting in and out of the pocket and trying to make plays and keep my eyes downfield. It's kind of something that just comes within the play. It's not really something that I'm, in the huddle or breaking, catching the snap, thinking about, which way I'm going to get out. It's kind of just whatever happens within that play.
How do you think you're doing in that regard in terms of making the right decision? Are you leaving opportunities out there in the passing game, or how do you evaluate it when you look at the tape?
I definitely haven't been perfect in any situation, any setting throughout camp, but I'm continuing to learn and just get more familiar with, Coach Shanahan's offense and the situations that he wants to put me in.
Coaches will say that you're going to make mistakes. It's inevitable, but they don't want you to repeat them. Have you found that you're making different mistakes, so to speak, and not repeating the same errors?
Yeah, I think that's just, comes with learning the offense and continuing to get more familiar with, the guys in different situations. Like I mentioned, it's just, a feel thing. And like you said, trying not to make the same mistake twice is definitely something that I focus on.
You mentioned that you never heard plays in a stadium with fans before. How many things that you've done here have been brand new?
Well, the headset, in the helmet is obviously new. We don't have that in college football. So I think that's been the biggest thing. I think that's new for sure.
How are you doing with the handoff fluidity with the running backs? We talked about that last time, some of the read options after the fumbles. Are you feeling more comfortable?
Yeah, for sure. It comes with reps. One ball on the ground is too many, and I take the blame for any quarterback center exchange or quarterback running back exchange. That's on me. If I don't get them the ball or keep the ball at the end of the day, that's on the quarterback. So I definitely got to be better, but at the same time, definitely feel a lot more comfortable with it now.
What happened on the snap, pitching the chest out?
It was my fault breaking the huddle. It was a cadence thing, miscommunication.
Trey, you talked about after you were drafted, like, okay, it was surreal, but it's not surreal anymore. It's over. I'm in the NFL. Will it be? I guess you don't know, but I don't know. Do you think there'll be more excitement, nerves in general before you go out and play on Saturday?
Super excited. Yes, excited to go out and compete with this locker room of guys, and kind of at the same time everything's new, like you said. So just being able to get used to everything from the hotel the night before the game to pregame warm up. Everything's going to be new, but at the same time, football's football. So I feel do everything I can to feel as prepared as I can on Saturday.
It seems like you developed some trust with Trent Sherfield. What does he do well?
Everything. He's in the right spot at the right time. He doesn't bust. He's on his assignment at all times, and he's the first guy in, last guy out type of guy.
We were talking to George Kittle at the start of camp. There were a couple plays where you underthrew him slightly. Were you surprised by how fast George is?
Yeah, he can move for sure. All the tight ends. There's a special group, and just another weapon in this locker room. That's fun to have.
I'd like to be a young guy in the locker room where George Kittle's a leader and a team captain.
It's a ton of fun. This locker room is special. We got a lot of guys that are leaders and a lot of guys that I look up to and learning a lot from.
How are you playing a real game setting, given that you haven't played in a long time?
I take it the same way as I took games. The last game I played in. Like I said, football is kind of football. New offense, new locker room, everything like that. But just super excited to be able to compete with these guys.
You told us the other day you are going to play this year, at least situationally. Are there things you can do right now, and what are you doing in terms of just kind of staying ready in case of that situation comes up of, hey, you got to be ready to go in at a moment's notice?
Just staying ready. Obviously taking every rep like it's a game. Same thing all the other quarterbacks are doing in the room. Being locked in meetings, things like that. It's just playing football, being in training camp. It's just kind of how it goes.
I told you that before. You told me, hey, you're going to play a game this year. Just a matter of figuring out what your role is.
No, we really haven't had any conversations about even this Saturday's game. It's pretty focused on training camp and getting better in every meeting and every practice.
Have you met Mahomes before? And if not, are you eager to say hi?
Have I met? What'd you say?
Mahomes.
No, I never have.
Okay. What do you say?
I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens. I'm kind of trying to win the game. But thank you, guys.
Howdy. How are we doing today? I am wonderful. Ooh, shade's nice. Open a door. Wow. Nice breeze in here.
Fred gave you a little thump yesterday. I think you took another one today. What's your reaction to taking hits like that in a practice setting?
Did I really? Huh. Just get me ready for football then. Oh yeah, Fred got me, I think. Yeah, nice little in the red zone. I mean, other than that, pretty sure whoever hit me ended up on the ground, and I was still standing, so it is what it is.
Jimmy said on a couple of occasions that he felt his training camp has been very competitive, and that good teams that he's been on in the past have had that. You get the same vibe that sometimes it's the offense winning, sometimes it's the defense.
I definitely think that this has been one of the more competitive training camps I've been a part of. I think there's a lot of guys with the ones, with the twos that are, really trying to, put their best film on tape, right? They want to put their best plays on tape day in and day out, and they want to show why they belong here. And they want to show why they belong in the football field. They want to show that they are accountable and that they can make plays when their name or number is called. And, I mean, that's what you want on a team. We have competitions all over the field. I mean, from wide receivers to quarterback to running back, offensive line, everybody's competing. Tight end, I can't even talk about the defense. They're all competing over there too. But everyone's playing at a high level right now. And yeah, defense wins some days, offense wins some days. But we're going out there and we're giving each other good looks and we're taking each other's best shots.
The coaches were saying that one of the focuses they had for you this camp was to improve on your route run. Can you explain why that is and how that's going?
Why? So I can get open more. I mean, you can always improve on route running. You can watch some of the best guys do it. A wide receiver, tight end. Tim Ryan's excited. Always excited. But you can always improve on that stuff. And I can improve in the run game as well. But route running was one of the things that definitely emphasis on, just so I can get more open man to man when I get single looks. I got to be able to win in those situations. So Jimmy has a place to put the ball. And I think it's going well in camp. Like I said, when I get shoulder pads on, it's a little bit different than in shells and OTAs and stuff like that. You can be a little bit more violent, bounce off of guys, be a little bit more physical, and definitely improving on that and just taking it one day at a time.
I think you said the first time you appeared before us in training camp, you worked on strengthening your ankle, lower body, and foot. Obviously, you had the foot injury last year. If I've got that right, what do you do with foot?
Oh, I mean a whole bunch of stuff. Really just want to do. I just did an extra emphasis on foot strengthening, ankle strengthening, calf stuff. Whether it's balance beams, extra mobs, with our training staff, just extra stuff to get work on those little small intrinsic muscles that are all through your foot that go up your calf. And I mean, it's not something that I've lacked on in the past, but I just put more of an emphasis on it to get more reps at it. And my feet, ankles, calves all feel fantastic going into this training camp.
Georgia, with the amount of pre-snap motion you guys use, I'm curious, when you're a rookie, how hard was it to process all that, and how much did it add to your plate trying to figure it out?
I mean, it's still hard. I mean, I had one today. I false started on two, and I had a motion on that. That's bad ball, and so it's something that you learn and you got to work through every single day. But yeah, I mean, as a rookie, that's absolutely brutal. The Y motion's a lot, and it's kind of evolved over my career since we've been here. Our offense has changed a lot. There's a lot of similarities, but we do a lot of things different now. And but yeah, we have someone motion almost every single play, and most of the time it's the Y, and it's definitely you have to line up on the right spot to be able to fly your motion over, make sure the wide receiver's on the ball, and still got to remember the cadence. You got to remember who you're blocking to, or what your route is versus what coverage. I mean, yeah, it's confusing, but it also makes it harder on the defense when you're flying around like that, and they have to adjust every single time you go from one side to the other side. And I think it actually makes my job and quarterback job a little bit easier.
You mentioned what it does to the defense. Can you remember some specific times where maybe it threw something off, or can you even feel it as a play's about to happen, that guy's out of position, things like that?
Well, I mean, when we do third down stuff and you motion, and if it's not a team that hides their coverages and stuff, and you just see a guy motion with you and it's man coverage, I mean, it definitely gives me an advantage. Okay, well, I know I got to beat this guy. The safety's there, so he's going to play inside, and if I have an outbreaking route, I'm probably going to win. Where it's that, or you do a lot of counter motions where you start on the left, you go across the center, you come back, and the whole D line will shift. and just so you can see what they're in or what they're going to stun into. So, I mean, you can get a whole bunch of stuff out of the motions, and I think that's why we do it like almost every play.
Trey said he was a little bit surprised in terms of how fast you were. Do you think he's getting a better sense of your wheel?
Trey. He's 21 years old. It is what it is. He'll hopefully learn at some point and just throw the ball out there.
George, like a lot of rookies, he's very super excited and working hard, and he's not really saying much to us. I assume he's a much different personality with you all. How would you describe him a little bit, just the way he is in the locker room?
I mean, Trey's great. He's got a great personality. He's got plenty of energy. He's a good vibe. He's definitely a 21-year-old. I connect with him well now, and I think we would have been best friends when I was 21. He definitely has his head on a lot straighter than I did when I was 21, and I know that I would not be in the NFL as a 21-year-old, so kudos to him. But no, he's very professional every single day, but he enjoys it, and you can tell, I like being around people that enjoy what they do, they love what they do, and you can tell by the time and effort he puts into it every single day, whether he's in the training room, whether he's at his locker looking at his iPad. I mean, he's just always doing something. He's never wasting time, and I appreciate that.
Did you invite him to Vegas in the offseason, and were you a good influence?
Did I invite him? No, I didn't even invite him. I don't even know how he showed up, but I got Trey squared there, Trey Sermon and Trey Lance, and I was a fantastic influence, Grant. Come on, man. I want everybody to have a good time, but be responsible. That's, come on now. Dude, yeah.
Want to talk more about Vegas?
Yeah, it was fun.
You don't go up against Talanoa all that often, but when you're on the sideline, do you notice him out there when the pads go on? It seems to
make plays. Yeah, I mean, whenever a guy consistently makes one or two plays every single day and puts something good on tape every single day, it's hard not to notice guys. And that's like the great thing about camp. Like, you get into day 6, 7, 8, and everyone's tired, but who's the guy that's going to continue to put plays on tape? Who's going to continue to, hey, he's in the right spot, he's giving high effort when we're doing tempo stuff, we're doing move the ball stuff. Everybody's tired, but who's still out there conditioned and who wants to get better? And he's consistently in the right spot at the right time making plays.
Anything else?
Thanks, guys.